Yes, we are live. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. We are going to be here every Tuesday night now at 7 p.m. You are not getting rid of us that quick. So what is this show all about? This is your show. We want to get you involved, enjoying life more, basically living your best life. This show is completely interactive. So tell us what you want us to feature by putting a comment on the Facebook lead below. And why not star in the show yourself? If you're watching the show on demand, then comment on our Facebook group at Tuesday Night Live TV show. There you'll find all the information that we mentioned in the show tonight. So what is tonight's show all about? We are calling this show Surviving Lockdown. Yep, we are going to get you through the winter months and beyond, however long this second lockdown is going to last. So coming up tonight, we've all the latest news and gossip from Mark Maloney and Nash House News. Isolation stories. One resident shares their experience of solitary confinement. With Gary's binge watch sci-fi suggestions. Lockdown wellbeing advice with Lisa Fearon. Fitness tips with Gorgeous George. And we take a look at some of the events that have taken place here over the last month. So that is all coming up in the next 40 minutes if you stick with us. Let us know you are watching. Say hello on the Facebook comment section below or email us at tnltvshow@gmail.com with your comments on how well we are doing. And stay tuned to win yourself a £20 Amazon gift voucher. But first, it is time to go over to Mark Maloney and some Nash House News.
So Nash House News, the headlines this evening. On the fourth floor, a name change is being considered as the popularity of the not-so-secret garden has led to an early closing time. In fashion, the same photo of a lost sock was posted to the Facebook group for a record 8th consecutive week. But will we see a 9th? And lastly, in weather, the building was recently engulfed by an impassable fog. Traffic on the terrace was reduced to a slow crawl.
That's the best bit of the show. More of that coming up later. Now, we've had our own behind-the-scenes drama already, even before making it to air. I'm supposed to have with me tonight a co-presenter, Antoinette, who should be heavily involved in presenting the show with me. But due to a COVID scare, she's had to spend the last week self-isolating. But never one to miss an opportunity, Antoinette has decided to vlog her experiences and share them with us. So here are the first of her thoughts.
Hi, I'm Antoinette. I've been at the collective for around about 2 months now. Time is malleable at the moment for me, as I'm sure it is for all of you, because I'm not currently working. I've joined Tuesday Night Live TV show, and then I got a warning saying that I've been in close contact with somebody who's tested positive for COVID and that I have to isolate for 8 days. And I thought I'd film myself because it's been a strange day and a bit. My understanding is that even if I get a negative result, I still have to continue to isolate for 8 days, and that will take me till Tuesday, which is the morning of the live show. But yeah, it's been a strange couple of days. Your mind does funny things to you. I have a friend that I speak to 2 or 3 times a day. She rings me all the time. She works, so she's always the person to ring. I'd sent a message to say that I'd had this alert and I was getting a test, and I didn't hear from her. But we were messaging back and forth, and then it got quite strange. And obviously I was concerned because sometimes text can be misconstrued, etc. I tried to call her a couple of times. She's notorious for not answering her phone. But in my maybe overly sensitive state, I'm thinking that she's got the ump with me because I said she gave me COVID, jokingly. But maybe she's taking it seriously. Maybe she thinks that I really mean that I'm blaming her or something like that. You can't blame anybody really, unless somebody's deliberately coming up and coughing in your face saying they've got COVID. It is just one of these things that we are all living with and will have to live with for the foreseeable future. Yes, vaccines are coming, but how safe they are, how long they last, etc., etc., is all good fun. So on top of all that, obviously the people that I've been with in the last couple of days here, having to let them know and realising that their activities have been curtailed because of me, although you can say it's not my fault, you still feel a sense of responsibility. You still feel bad, like you've done something wrong. And maybe I have got more lax in, making sure I'm 2 meters apart from people. Maybe sometimes you forget in everyday life. I was at Asda the other week and I started putting my stuff on the conveyor belt and a woman shouted at me. I just completely forgot that I wasn't 2 meters from her. I just saw a gap on the belt and thought, get all my shopping out. And she ranted at me for 10 minutes, even though I apologised and stepped back, etc. And I didn't reply because, one, I can do nothing but say sorry, which I had. And two, you don't know what other people are going through. If she was anxious, if she feels particularly vulnerable because pre-existing conditions, etc. So we're all just learning to live with it. But I guess I'm overthinking things in the last day or two, over sensitive, some might say. I have had that before in my life. But yeah, so then I'm worried about, what do people think of me here? Are they secretly blaming me even though they're being very nice over Messenger? So here I am sitting here after a strange couple of days, finally heard from my friend who rings me 2-3 times a day but didn't ring me at all yesterday and was, quite upset about it. She just thinks I'm being oversensitive. I'll let you decide that for yourselves. It's crazy. Your mind does funny things to you. So as I understand it, I will hopefully later today get a negative COVID. All of the people that I've been close to will be able to go out and carry on and have fun without me. And as far as I know, I will still have to stay isolated for 8 days. I thought, well, I might as well film this for you, a little bit each day, let you know how I'm feeling, let you know what's happening.
So that was Antoinette, losing friends by the minute, someone who won't be shopping at Asda in the near future. So I've been told that there's audio issues with Facebook in the Secret Garden. So if all of you can email support saying they need to fix the Wi-Fi in the Secret Garden, it's not my voice that's weird, it's the Wi-Fi in the Secret Garden. So right, back to the show now. Well, it seems what Antoinette needs to get her through her isolation is some good movie recommendations to keep her occupied. Luckily, Gary 7 is here with his selection of sci-fi movies we should all be watching during lockdown. Go for it, Gary.
Gary 7, and I'm here to recommend 3 films that are good to watch during lockdown. Not only are these films fun to watch, but they're very relevant to us in 2020. Now, the first film is Jurassic Park, the original made in '93. This is a roller coaster ride of a movie. Basically, we start out the ride with a buildup of fear and anxiety as we realize all the things that can go wrong in the park. And then, kaboom, the ride begins, and there's a real rush of adrenaline as all the dinos escape and start munching on the people like they were candy bars. The next film is Star Wars Rogue One. Now, most of the other Star Wars movies are basically space operas with not much plot and with a lot of annoying cartoon characters like Jar Jar Binks. But Rogue One is Star Wars done as a serious drama. It's got good characterizations, it's got a plot that answers all our questions, and it's got a lot of action-packed battle scenes. In terms of the timeline, the events in Rogue One happen just before the events in Star Wars A New Hope. The events of the two movies mesh together very well. Just watch both of these films at the same time to see what I mean. It's almost like these two films were made at the same time as one continuous picture. Now, of course, Rogue One is mainly about freedom fighters and their dedication to the cause. something we can really relate to in 2020 as we witness Black Lives Matter and a lot of activist groups as they fight for their rights. Okay, the third film is The Martian. Now, this is a more subtle film and less action-oriented than the other two. We witness the day-to-day struggles of the Martian, Matt Damon, as he struggles to survive on Mars after he is left behind by his crewmates. It's very inspiring to watch him as he uses every ounce of his strength and his knowledge to come up with crazy new ways to stay alive. This film is worth watching because of its scientific accuracy. The only exception to that is the big Martian windstorm at the beginning of the film. In real life, that wouldn't happen because the atmosphere on Mars is too thin for a storm like that. But nonetheless, it's a very good film to watch, and perhaps the most relevant of these three films. Because in the pandemic of 2020, we're all struggling to survive day to day, just like The Martian, and we might do well to remember the message of this film, which is basically never give up.
Is it just me, or is anyone else seeing how similar the Richard Attenborough character in Jurassic Park looks to Gary Seven? Have we got any photos? Have we got evidence of this? We need to email support. Is Gary in his bedroom making dinosaurs? Now, the past 9 months of lockdown have been pretty bizarre. We'll be taking a more detailed look at that in our first discussion show next week. But first, with the prospect of a bleak Christmas before us, how can we retain our sanity over the next month and beyond? We are joined by life coach Lisa Fearon, who is going to share with us 6 top tips on how we can maintain our self-care and well-being. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Thank you, Steve. Hello, everyone.
So you've got to save us 6 top tips and how we can...
Yeah, so 6 ways we can stay balanced, we can stay healthy, we can stay happy. The first one is keep a routine as much as you can. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people who are still on furlough or back on furlough, and there might be people who have lost their jobs. It's really important for us to keep like a daily routine. So getting up in the morning at the same time, going to bed at the same time, making sure that you get a good amount of sleep as well each night. And things like having exercise at set times and eating at set times. If you let everything go just like, you know, go crazy, you kind of start to lose your mental health. So yeah, a good standard routine each day.
Yeah, I had issues sleeping at the start. So I wasn't burning off any energy, so I wasn't doing much. So
Okay.
yeah. So that.
Yeah, so routine, you know, we're in this real kind of big period of uncertainty right now, and so routine just gives us that feeling of certainty and just that feeling of being balanced. And another part of routine is actually an exercise routine. So, you know, you don't need to be a gym buff to actually have an exercise routine. Any kind of exercise is good exercise. So, I mean, we are so lucky being in the collective. We've got the gym, and hopefully that stays open. You know, not many people can say they have that. We have the terrace that we can use outside. We have Serwan who does the meditation, which I think is on a Monday morning.
Yoga, isn't it? He does yoga.
Yeah. So yoga. And we have the HIIT classes now as well. So there is so many things that we can get involved with. So I would definitely recommend, you know, if you can get involved with any of those things, do. But if not, then we have our very own gorgeous George, the collective personal trainer, and he's going to be sharing with us shortly something that we can
Stay
do.
tuned,
Yeah, something we can do in our own room. So even Antoinette, in the confinements of her little room, she's been able to get involved with this too. So anyone can. So that's the exercise. The next thing as well is trying to get outside as much as you can. So getting fresh air and being in nature. Like being in nature is so important for us. That even if you can just go out, you know, on a weekend, we've got the Wormwood Scrubs nearby. You know, go to one of the parks, see the seasons, and get the fresh air, and also you know, like getting the vitamin D from the sun. It's like really, really important. So even if you just walk around the perimeter of the building, and you just like have a little few laps of the terrace, that will really help maintain, you know, this healthy state of mind.
I think it's so important. This place, someone said it's like a space station at the start of lockdown, where you can move up and down levels, but you can't escape. I think it's so important to get out, even if you just buy something that's Simply Fresh or something.
Yeah, let that be your exercise.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do live in a bubble here, you know, and it can be quite easy as well. I think some people who can enjoy their own company can end up being quite reclusive. I know I can be, so I think it's really important to give ourselves a little push every now and then to do different things. So another meditate, you know, allow yourself to have some stillness in your mind and just some time out just to kind of reconnect, to get balance. And it's really good to kind of like, you know, harness the control of our thoughts, because, you know, we've got so much going on right now. Your mind can be going on and on and on about different things. There's a lot of, you know, negative news going on. So if we're not careful, our mind can just run overdrive.
It's interesting, if you watch Antoinette's like video diaries, it's her mind that's playing havoc with her.
Yeah,
I think
and it's natural.
Yeah.
So, you know, meditation, I swear by meditation. I think everyone should do it. I think it, you know, as much as you have a shower each day, you should meditate each day. It's like a cleanse of the mind.
And we have our own group here.
You
Don't we?
took the words right out of my mouth,
Three
Steve.
times a week in the spa, 9 p.m. Be there or don't be there.
So yeah, we have our own meditation class, you know, and also, you know, there's so many different meditations that you can do on YouTube. You can just literally just search through those. You could also follow me on YouTube, Lisa Fearon Coaching. I have my own channel, amazing meditations there, life-changing. So, and if you don't meditate, then just take time out to breathe, you know, just breathe in, just taking time to connect and collect your thoughts. It's really, really important, especially at the beginning of the day, you know, setting your intentions for the day, like how you want your day to unfold, and at the end of the day, just to be off your phone, not be looking at, you know, the TV or social media, and just letting your mind be still. And so then another thing around that is social connection, you know, and like having some social interactions. If we can't be outside, you know, we're in this lockdown still, you're not able to see people, try and connect in whichever ways are possible. So again, we're so lucky here at the collective. We almost, again, the bubble situation.
We're too lucky.
Yeah,
we are too lucky.
We don't even realise, I don't think we realise what the reality some people have. You know, I've got friends who are stuck in their room, you know, the four walls of their house, and they're not moving out of it. You know, they work from there, they're at home there, they're exercising there, they're doing everything there. So we're really lucky. We have so many different clubs and groups and events going on. I would definitely encourage you to check them out.
And now this TV show.
And then our TV show, you know, you can come and get involved. This is going to be happening weekly. We're always open for people to join us. We have clubs, you know, right from cycling clubs going out. We've got gin tasting, all sorts of craft work.
The most random stuff.
Yeah, and we've got Christmas coming up as well, so we've got some amazing Christmas markets and different things going on, lots of events that we're going to really enjoy.
That's going to be all profiled on the next few shows,
Yeah,
so stay tuned.
We're going to be, and obviously Christmas doors as well. I want to see more people sign up for the Christmas door decorating. You know, this is the chance again to like get to know your neighbour and just to interact. And on that as well, you know, it's just about having, like, laughter is so important for our mental health, just for, you know, releasing endorphins and your dopamine and all the happy hormones, and just releasing stress and releasing negativity. So, you know, whoever makes you laugh, whoever you feel good about, like, being around, do more of that, you know, connect with family. We're all bored of Zoom, but, you know, it's really, do what you would do normally, you know, we're meeting up with people.
No, I have laughed so much this year. I don't shy away from telling people that. It's been here. If I was in my living room, I would not have enjoyed myself.
This guy bursts out of his door with laughter like, every day.
Yeah, if you knew what was happening in my room, you'd be laughing as well. That's another show.
So yeah, and then that leads me nicely onto my last point, which is gratitude. You know, it's so important to focus on the things that we want and focus on the things that make us feel good. There are a lot of things that we could focus on that are going wrong, that aren't feeling great. You know, everyone's got an issue of some sort with work, you know, with not being able to see people we want to see. None of us can go out anywhere. Winter Wonderland is cancelled. That for me is
There's a helpline for that. There is a helpline.
But I'm getting over it, and I'm trying to fill my time with different things, and I'm reminding myself of what I'm grateful for. And you know, we have so much to be grateful for here. We have a gym, we have the sauna, we have a lot of people here. We still have events going on, and we're able to still connect. We've got coffee on a Saturday, more or less, and we've got like everything in this whole in this building for us. So you know, just find, you know, if you can wake up in the morning and think of 3 things that you could be grateful for.
I can be one of them.
It's TV show.
That's 2. We've done the thinking for you on 2.
If you can find 3 things, you know, that your day is going to unfold so much better, and it's just going to give you that feeling of uplift, of feeling good.
It is the
spread
feeling.
that
You've got to find the feeling. If you just think the thought, they can be. If you find the feeling, that shifts you to a better place.
Exactly.
That's the work. Isn't it? No, thank you, Lisa. And you're going to be back on future shows. We can't get rid of you now.
Yeah, and actually I just wanted to say I will be sharing some workshops on releasing and overcoming anxiety or stress management, and and also, you know, like how to raise our energy, improve our health, and doing some meditations as well. So keep posted for those.
No, brilliant. We mentioned him, and now he's here. Everyone's favourite PT trainer, Gorgeous George, is going to show us how we can keep fit during lockdown.
My name is George Oliveira. I'm personal trainer and president of the collective Old Walk. Today, I will show you some exercise to help you getting fit in the building. Let's go. Let's start for a challenge. Challenge for squat for legs. Look, every floor, let's do 10 squats. Let's go. And the first thing, bend your knees, open your chest, firm your heel on the floor, and stand up. 1, 2, 3. Important breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, So guys, for this challenge is done. So now let's go to your home and let's do a next session. Let's go. I'm so excited, come on. I arrived guys. So now let's start for the challenge in my home, in your home. So guys, in the first exercise, let's do a challenge for your core, for abs. Let's go for plank. Let's try at least 30 seconds. This is challenge for today. So let's start. I will start here and you start there. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 arms on the floor. Tense your abs, tense your glutes, and breathe. This is challenge for today. Maybe tomorrow we can do 45 seconds, 1 minute. But now let's do 30 seconds for the start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Breathe. Go, go. Open your chest. Only 30 seconds. Come on, guys. 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My door is not good for now, but guys, put your back on the wall, shoulders, stretch your back, it's important, your heel on floor, and try the same line, your toes and your knees. No, close your knees, okay? Firm your leg, oh my gosh, and tense your legs. Oh, 3, only 30 seconds, 2, 1, oh my legs, fuck. Guys, you don't need too big space, look at this size, it's good for amazing exercise. But now I think I need to some fresh air. Fresh air, I love it guys. So now let's do a last session, a little bit more cardio. Let's run. Every time, concentration in your breath, in your posture, okay? Breathe in and out.
Cross your arms, relax your neck. Look at the weather, it's so cool. I'm so grateful. That's it. Relax your shoulders. Finish it, cross the fingers. Well done guys. Guys, done for today. If you want to know more about my job, follow me on my Instagram, george.personal. See you guys.
Bored. Although, not so bored that I'm going to clean my room, but bored. Hi, so another day in isolation, but actually today's been a really good day. I've spoken to a few friends, tried to make soup, didn't go well, but I've also done some yoga and was jogging on the spot in the bedroom to get my 10,000 steps in. I can't tell you how much it lifts your mood just to do even a little bit of exercise, and if you guys get stuck like me, I thoroughly recommend, even if it's just walking round and round, do it, because afterwards you do feel so much better. Have a good evening. Hi. So it's silly o'clock. This is the bonus track, I guess I would say. I have been awake since 4:10 a.m. the other day, at least. I was awake before that, but that was when I checked the clock. And yeah, the days are starting to drag. Things are starting to get harder. I broke up with somebody that I was with but not with. Thought it was a good time to do it. But then realised after however many hours that actually it's probably not a good time to do it. Because you have too much thinking time, but hey ho. Hopefully I'll get to sleep soon. And hopefully the next 6 days will go soon. But probably not. Anyhow.
Thank you, Antoinette. She's clearly losing it. First world problems, sweetie. First world problems. Is anyone else... I cannot speak tonight. Is anyone else seeing how similar she looks to an international rock star? We got the photo evidence, Brandon? Striker pose? Voguing? I think I should set up a looky-likey agency. Gary, Jurassic Park, Antoinette, Madonna. And now, what you've all been waiting for, it's time for some more Nash House news.
Back to Nash House News, the headlines this evening. In sport, there was outrage last week as police visited the gym without first pre-booking a time slot. In food, the newly added Build Your Own Brunch is proving popular among residents. And lastly, in the lobby, the cancellation of morning coffee led to a small-scale riot. One onlooker described the scenes as more grouchy than violent. More news later, if I can be asked.
I'm ordering the brunch. And now let's see our last received contact with Antoinette. Let's see how she's surviving, coping, whatever, on day 7.
Welcome to my bathroom and day 7 of this wonderful retreat. It's been a funny few days, you know. I, on the one hand, think, well, you've got water, you've got heating, TV, internet, phone, so it's not like you're really out of touch with anybody. And it's just for 8 days. And I was talking to somebody in the building who's isolating for 2 weeks because they've come back from a foreign country, so they've got it twice as bad as me. So you think, what have you got to be annoyed about or upset about? Get over yourself. But it is hard, you know. You do get that FOMO, fear of missing out. You do wonder what else is going on. You do get a bit paranoid about not quite knowing everything. You feel like you're in a vacuum and you pick up little snippets of what's going on and you think, oh, why haven't I heard from that person? Why is that not being said? Have I done something wrong? And I turns out I'm a little bit paranoid sometimes. And I do get really, really frustrated, I think. I suffer from something called pernicious anemia, which means that I am, as well as making me it more dangerous for me to get COVID potentially, along with my asthma. It also means that when I'm coming towards needing my injection, I get very tired, I have no energy, I'm just really genuinely exhausted. And so the week before last, I took a couple of days and I just spent them in my room, in bed, snuggled down, you know, maybe popped to Simply Fresh to get supplies, but really just took a couple of days to myself. And I thought, what a luxury, what an absolute luxury that I can do this and look after myself. A week later, and I'm told to stay in my room, and I'm like, what a liberty, how dare they? I want to be outside, I want to do this and I want to do that. So we are contrary, I guess, human beings, because we always seem to want what we can't have, and I think when you get to a certain age, you really don't like people telling you what you can and can't do. I've definitely been struggling with that, and yeah, it's a weird journey. So I keep telling myself to get a grip, but then there are some times when I just feel miserable because I like being in the company of people. I like the energy of actually being physically with people. You know, obviously 2 meters away, but if you were sitting in the lobby on a Saturday night with the comings and goings and everybody chatting, it's just a really nice atmosphere, and that gives me energy, that makes me feel happier. And so even though I get to speak to my friends, even though I'm doing this video diary, I'm doing my exercises in my room, thankfully no one can see that. I was going to shoot it for you, but I decided I'd keep some dignity. So even though you're doing that, the actual real human contact, that face-to-face looking at somebody in the eye, being close to them, being surrounded by everybody else's energy and conversation, I really miss it. I really, really do. So as bored as I've been, as frustrated as I've been, as bloody miserable as I've been, it could be so much, much worse. And now as it is coming so close to the time that I'm allowed out, there's a little glimmer of hope. And even though my first day itinerary is the gym and then laundry, which doesn't sound very glamorous, I'll be very glad that I can get those tasks done and just get on with living. And then seeing some of you all in the lobby, maybe with a glass of wine. Take care of yourselves.
Was she filming that sat on the toilet? Hopefully Antoinette will be back with us in the flesh next week. But self-isolation has not stopped her reporting. Here, she gives us an overview of all the events and happenings that have taken place in Nash House over the last 30 days.
Some highlights from our table tennis competition this month. It was a great event from one of our community members. Thanks, Daniel.
The tournament is going very well. The level is extremely high.
Mayor season here. I'm about to enter the Table Tennis World Championships. I came runner up.
We look forward to you organising the chess tournament soon, and I personally am holding out for a cheese and wine imbibing competition. Also this month we've had pumpkin carving, graffiti on a very cold terrace, thanks to COVID. And a great Mandarin class from Jingya. 谢谢老师. What events have you taken part in this month? Did you enjoy the beer tasting? How was the leather workshop? Message us on Facebook and let us know. Coming up are plenty of HIIT classes, some whiskey tasting, and of course our weekly favourites run by the community members themselves: voguing, improvisation, lobby tunes and film club. We really are spoiling you. If you have an idea for an event, let us know. Let's make this the best place to live.
So here's where we see what you guys have been saying about us on Facebook. Welcome, Hester.
Hey guys, hi Steve.
So what have people been saying? Is it all good?
It's all good actually. We've got
Oh.
a lot of good comments this evening. We've got a lot of love for Lisa's wellness tips actually. We've got a request for another cacao ceremony.
Wow. Is that from Lisa? Is that from Lisa?
That's from Sarah. that
Oh,
is.
Sarah, okay.
That's from Sarah. We've got also Sarah thought Steve's jokes are gold.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll be seeing you later, Sarah.
We've got a shout out for the running club as well from Carl, who promises not to push people too far the next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to feature the running club at some point on the show, don't we? So we do that, we do.
And yeah, a request from Heather, a reminder from Heather that smiles cost nothing.
Wow. Oh, Heather is always smiling. But I have heard that next year there's going to be a smile tax, so you have to get those smiles in quick while they're free. Anything else?
Yeah, Gary actually has admitted to being David Attenborough in disguise.
I knew it. We've got celebs living in this building, haven't we?
And also a request from Carl whether to know George is selling the shirts.
Selling his shirts. Wow, this guy's going to make a lot of money off this show. So, I mentioned earlier on a competition. You can win yourselves a £20 Amazon gift voucher simply by putting a comment below us where we're playing on the Facebook page now. So, those people that have already commented, Sarah, Carl and Heather, etc., Gary, you're in the running already. The competition closes at 12 PM on Friday the 27th of November. So if you're watching watching this on demand, you've still got time to enter. Just put a comment. Yeah, no, that's so we are near the end of the show, but before we go, I want you guys to see the people working behind the scenes on this. So we got lovely Hester here. She's been doing the research and the Facebook stuff. Who should we get in next? Let's get in Gerard. Gerard is assistant producer, right? not cue card holder or anything like that. Okay. Assistant producer. Kia, are you going to come in? This is Kia. She's our segment producer and camera operator. Very talented. Who's next? Steve. They're so camera shy. Honestly. Steve Person, he's responsible for the lighting. So brilliant, Steve. Thank you. We've been in darkness in the secret garden here otherwise. And Lisa, you're going to come in. You've got to be here. Lisa, you're our well-being advisor. We can't get rid of her now. And Brandon, you're going to come in. Brandon is the man who's been pushing the buttons. He's been pushing my buttons all night tonight. He's directing the show.
Yes, I am.
Brilliant.
Trying very hard.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thank you. And have we got one more? Oh my God. Got one more. Antoinette is out. She's escaped. Well done. So Antoinette, stay here. Antoinette is going to be presenting the show from now on.
With you.
You're right. No,
Yes, with you.
No, that's it. Yeah, no, thank you so much for watching. That is it. This is the first episode of Tuesday Night Live. We are back next Tuesday, every Tuesday from now on. Yeah, and you can get involved as well. So we are looking for content producers, researchers, presenters, everything. So just you can email us at tnltvshow@gmail.com. Tell us what you want to do. Yeah, we can get you involved. And what else is that? Yeah, we're back next week then with our first discussion show asking how has 2020 been for you. If you want to get involved in that, let us know. We get you on the show. And is there anything else I missed out? No, you can find out all our more details on our Facebook page. So have a really good week. Thank you for watching. See you later.